Hello, I want to share with you my story on how I became a differently abled person. Yesterday, I celebrated 5 years of being the survivor of a hemorrhagic stroke. On March 23, 2017, I happened to be in Puerto Rico celebrating the 80th birthday of my godfather Rafael Ramos. He happens to be my uncle on my mother's side of the family. He and my Aunt Lisa are very special to me, so I was not going to miss that event. They live in Puerto Rico, which is where my family is from. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. My mother lived with us during that time, so we planned a mini vacation. We went and had a great time celebrating with all my family members. A couple of days after, I went and got a breakfast sandwich at a local store. I headed to my aunt's house to meet some of my family. I arrived at her house, and as it is typical in Puerto Rico, there were aunts, cousins, and friends chatting away in their porch. I went to a dining room to eat my sandwich. My Aunt Olga followed me to see what I had gotten. I started to feel dizzy and felt there was something wrong with me. My aunt also noticed that I was not responding to her, so she immediately called the family for help. At this point, I was aware of people being present in the room, but I could not respond to them. My uncle called for an ambulance and they took me to the hospital. I slightly remember that the hospital was not prepared to handle my case, so they transferred me to a hospital near San Juan, which is the capital of Puerto Rico. From there, I remember very little. I do remember seeing my wife Christine early the next morning. I don't remember much of our encounter, but for some reason, the thing that came out of my mouth was to not forget to pay the American Express. I did feel comfort in the fact that Christine was there with me. That morning, I felt fully joyous and grateful because my better half was there with me. I knew she would be the best person suited to handle this situation. She was a project manager for the construction industry, so she is detail-oriented and makes things happen. I eventually found out that I suffered a hemorrhagic stroke on the left side of my brain. The result was that I had limited movement on the right side of my body, and I also had difficulty in my speech. They moved me to an inpatient rehab center to start the recovery process. I was extremely happy that Christine was there during my rehab and was beyond ecstatic when I saw my children for the first time. We have 3 kids. They will always be young in my heart: Jasmine, Giovanna, and Aiden. They happened to be on spring break, so they came to Puerto Rico. When I saw them all, I felt blessed and grateful. God gave me a chance to spend more time with my beautiful wife and kids. I started the recovery process in the rehab center. In the beginning, I could not speak in complete sentences. I knew in my mind the words that I wanted to express, but I had difficulty saying them. I also had to get around in a wheelchair because I could not walk. My right leg had limited movement. I could not use my right arm either. I was right-handed before the stroke because it also had limited movement. I had to learn how to do everyday actions with my left hand, like brushing my teeth, eating, writing. It took me a while learning how to sign our checks and many more. I also had speech therapy. I slowly started to improve my speech. The funny thing is that we did my speech therapy in Spanish. I just started to think and express myself in Spanish after the stroke, which is the first language I spoke while I was a kid in New York. As a proud New Yorican, an American citizen with parents born in Puerto Rico, I was brought up to learn both languages, English and Spanish. I also underwent physical therapy. I did a lot of weightlifting to strengthen my legs and endured countless hours of learning the basic steps of walking. They would keep insisting on putting a lot of weight on my weaker right leg. I ended rehab starting to walk with a cane. I also was able to slowly improve the movement on my right hand. That was the part most affected by the stroke. After 4 weeks of therapy in Puerto Rico, I was given the green light of going home to Georgia. There were some risks to my health with flying back home. The most risk-free way to get home was via a medical transport. This is a private plane with 2 EMTs on board. It is very expensive, so we were not able to afford this. Thanks to my father-in-law's support, we were able to fly back to Georgia. When I got back to Atlanta, I faced some challenges. We had to change our household to be able to handle a differently abled person. I faced whether I was able to go back to work. I was an electrical engineer working for an international display company based in Belgium. They kept me employed in the hopes that I would be able to recover so that I can return to my job. In the end, I was not able to recover to a level where I can perform my previous job, so they had to let me go. I will always be grateful to them for 10 years of wonderful memories. I underwent several sessions of therapy. I grew stronger and stronger every day. It has been 5 years of highs and lows. It has been quite a road. There were several times when I had to confront some of my destructive behaviors. There was moments of depression that I did not know how to get out of. I lashed out very quickly when things didn't go my way. I was somebody you did not want to be around. In the end, with the support of an incredible woman who made me confront these demons, I was able to get to a better place. She has stood by my side these 5 years with love and devotion. I am grateful that she has stuck with me all these years, even though I did not make it easy for her. I was able to find some kind of balance thanks to her help. She is my rock, and I thank God for putting her in my life. She is the strongest woman I know, and I have the utmost respect for her. That woman is Christine Soler, my wife and partner, who I will eternally thank God for bringing her into my life. To my children, I say, thank you for your support. I am blessed to have 3 amazing adults now who amaze me every day with their accomplishments. Jasmine, you have grown into a mature, independent, and confident woman. You just purchased your first house. I know that you and Will have lots of memories in your new home. Giovanna, you are my proud child. I am amazed how smart you are. You have the power to be anything you wish. Be focused on your goals. Success will come to you. Aiden, my youngest child, you are so bright. You have the greatest heart and are always willing to help me with no complaints. You go out of your way to bring joy to everyone around you. Keep being humble. One thing I want to say is you never know what tomorrow holds. Live every day to the fullest. Today, I am in a good place and I look forward to many more years. Please subscribe to like this channel. I look forward to speaking with you soon.